With 10 million, I pretended to be my brother to take care of his blind fiancée. As soon as she regained her sight, I left without saying goodbye. The next time we met was for a business interview. I became a trainee journalist. Her child, whose status was restored, became the head of the Liu family. I heard that while you were sick, it was thanks to your fiancé, Mr. Chu, who never left your side, that you were able to recover. Her face smiled slightly. She raised her hand to reveal the ring. That's right. He and I are about to get engaged. I don't know if it was accidental or intentional. Her eyes looked at me again in the corner of the auditorium. Before the interview started, there was a lot of discussion. The person being interviewed today is the head of the Liu family. It is said that 5 years ago she became blind and was banished from the Liu family. If her wedding husband hadn't abandoned her, she probably would have died. Their whispers reached my ears. My nails dug deep into my palms. Suddenly, Mr. Vong, my senior, turned around. Chu Duong, go pour me a glass of water. Just as I walked to the water dispenser at the door was suddenly pushed open. A girl walked in. My mind is blank. She has changed a lot. The originally skinny figure has become plump, and the facial features have become softer. She said softly, "Please make way." Her eyes swept over me as if she were looking at a stranger. She walked onto the stage, surrounded by several bodyguards. When she passed by, my whole body seemed to freeze in place. The 2 years I spent with her were her worst. She was kicked out of the Liu family, and her eyes were blinded due to a car accident. So she doesn't know what I look like. So that's good. When I returned, the interview had already begun. Lu Nuyen sat on stage and calmly looked at the audience. She is answering business questions. Suddenly, the door was pushed open. Chu then walked in, smiled and apologized because something happened to the film crew, so he was late. He adjusted his suit and sat down next to her. The audience was silent for a moment. The atmosphere immediately became turbulent. Mr. Vong held the glass of water and glanced at me as if he had discovered something new. Chu Duong, you and Chu then are a bit similar. I pursed my lips and smiled reluctantly. That person is a big star. You think too highly of me. Many people will think so, because he and I are brothers. I heard that while I was sick, thanks to Chu then always being by my side, we both got through the difficult days together. She choked up looking at Lu Nuyen on stage. She smiled and raised her hand to reveal her ring finger, on which was a simple silver ring. That's what I saved up every penny to buy for her, to make her happy. Someone as beautiful and rich as her is wearing that cheap ring. It's inappropriate. She gently caressed the ring. He and I are about to get married. When she spoke, her eyes swept across the audience. Whether accidentally or intentionally, it fell on me, in the corner. In just a few short seconds, they continued to ask Chu then. Mr. Chu, I heard that you were recently filming a TV series directed by Luke. In those days, it was rare to use new actors. Could it be that there was help? He smiled and admitted. I've always been very confident in my own acting abilities, but I don't deny that she has helped me a lot. I completely deserve it. That arrogance received high appreciation from many people. Someone asked, can you tell the story about the most difficult time you two went through together? The smile on Chu Than's lips suddenly froze in silence. Strange. After a while, Lu Nuyen smiled and accepted. There's nothing to say. The memories of me and him are enough for just the two of us. My eyes suddenly became stinging. I clutched the pen in my hand and lowered my head in sadness. As soon as I closed my eyes, past scenes come rushing back. As a teenager, Lu Nuyen offended many people because of her stubborn personality. After she had an accident, someone came to the door to cause trouble. While protecting her, I was beaten and pushed down the stairs. His body was covered in blood. They saw this and ran away in fear. I tried to stand up, pretend like nothing happened, and then walked towards her. Let's go home together. Lu Nuyen suddenly held my hand. Are you injured? Let's go to the hospital quickly. I smell blood. Her voice was choked, tears rolling down her eyes. Her bone eyes spoke to me, but it was my brother's name. Chu Chun, when you recover from your illness, I will give you the biggest wedding in the world. After the interview, it was overcast. Mr. Vong called me and asked me to come back and get the memory card. I agreed and returned to the auditorium. When the elevator door opened, I was suddenly startled. Chu then leaned slightly and talked to Lu Nuyen. Despite her indifferent expression, she still listened patiently. Seeing me, Zhou Chen's face suddenly became extremely ugly. I immediately apologized and turned around to take the stairs. Lu Nuyen said behind me, "Stop. Aren't you going to use the elevator?" I slowly turned around, deliberately lowering my voice. Thanks, she told me to use the elevator, but didn't get out of the way, just stared at me. "You are also the reporter interviewing today. Why didn't I hear your question?" I looked down. I just graduated and returned to my country, still a trainee reporter. I'm not qualified to ask questions. Chu then next to me glanced at me viciously, then said, "Let's go. Nuyen, we will meet the film crew at night." Nuyen finally left. I stood alone in the elevator, remembering that after my parents divorced, my father took Chu then to the Chu family's house. I haven't seen him since I was little. 5 years ago, he came to me, gave me 10 million, and asked me to impersonate him to take care of his fiancée. At that time, my mother died of illness and the family owed a large amount of money. I had no choice but to agree. After meeting, I found out that the person he asked me to take care of was Lu Nuyen, the daughter of the Lu family. Not long after being happily engaged, she was in a car accident and lost her luster. She was abandoned by her family. He said with a disgusted look that if it wasn't for fear of bad reputation, he would have divorced her a long time ago. At that time, Zhou Chun had just debuted to the public. His career was developing. He was afraid that he would be said to be unkind, so he pushed all this matter to me. She had a good life for 18 years, but suddenly encountered difficulties, causing her temper to become very bad. When I first came to take care of her, I was always ridiculed by her, saying I only took care of her for her money. I never deny it. Winning until one day I visited my mother in cemetery and returning late, she started to get grumpy with me again. "Chu Shun, don't think that because my eyes can't see anything, you can do whatever you want. You really hate me, but you're only afraid of criticism from outsiders." Her words suddenly stopped because I lowered my head and kissed her. Actually, it was my first kiss, so it wasn't technical at all. It's more like a bite. Lu Nuyen suddenly fell silent. Even the tips of his ears turned red. With a bit of malice, I bit her lip again. I put my hand on her shoulder, breathing heavily. "Do you feel it? Did you think I didn't like you?" After taking the memory card and leaving, I went down to find Mr. Vong. He was very satisfied. "Diabetes, you are quite diligent. Tonight, I will take you to meet a few people, a journalist. Relationships are extremely necessary." I hastily thanked him. As a result, when I arrived at the party, I saw a familiar black whip in the yard. I quickly asked, "Is Lu Nuyen coming too?" Mr. Vong turned his head and winked at me. "That's right, don't underestimate my relationship. It's too late to regret now." Luckily, it was very spacious there. We were small reporters, so we didn't sit at the same table as her. Mr. Vong took me to meet many seniors in the industry. This is a newcomer to the company, a very smart young man, named Duong Vuan. As a newbie, I couldn't help but offer my congratulations. At the end of the session, I covered my mouth and rushed to the bathroom. After a while, I rinsed my mouth, washed my face with cold water, and walked out. The hallway was dim in the dim light. It was a familiar figure. My heart sank. I quickly walked past, pretending not to see. Suddenly, Lu Nuyen spoke up from behind, word by word. There seemed to be countless complex emotions mixed in the voice. Duong Vuan's legs seemed stiff as she walked towards me step by step. "Tongue." The sound of high heels rang out in the quiet space. I unconsciously closed my eyes. The footsteps stopped in front of me. The familiar breath approached little by little. I opened my eyes and saw her eyes as deep as the ocean. "Miss Lu, how do you know my name?" I panicked, my throat tight with anxiety. She didn't speak, just looked at me like that for a long moment. Then she explained, "Your senior took you everywhere to greet people at the party. Everyone already knows your name." Thinking of Mr. Vong's loud voice, my face suddenly became a little hot. "I'm sorry, my seniors are very kind to me. Maybe they were too enthusiastic. If they disturbed everyone." Lu Nuyen did not speak again. In that dim light, she squinted her eyes slightly, looking at me with a smile in her eyes. "Reporter Tang, I seem to be a very calculating person." I lowered my head and choked out, "I didn't mean that." Then she gave me a gold-plated business card. She said she could be contacted privately at any time. When I turned around, I was still a little dizzy. As soon as he entered the door, Mr. Vong pulled him over. "Are you okay, Tu Duong?" I rubbed my aching stomach. "I'm sorry, Mr. Vong. My stomach is not good, because I can't drink anymore. Suddenly, he saw the gold-plated business card in my hand. Is that Miss Lu's personal business card? I nodded. Lu Nuyin's personal business card is an extremely difficult thing to get. You can contact her directly. I asked in an innocent voice. Why give such a precious opportunity to me, a little-known reporter? Mr. Vong slightly curled his lips and smiled. Maybe it's because you turned out handsome. During the 2 years I took care of her, I gradually got used to Lu's personality like Yin. She will sometimes show a little temper and stubbornness towards me. At times like that, I will give in to her. In the dim light, she raised her head slightly, her hair slightly covering those misty eyes. She licked her lips and pressed her fingers against my neck, whispering, I can't see where you are, so please say it out loud so I know where you are. Being alert, I made up a reason for Mr. Vong to leave. When I returned to the company the next day, the leader called me over and said with a pleasant expression, Xiaotang, the live show is popular recently. You will participate in the recording as a special observer. As a result, when I arrived at the filming location, I found out that the people being recorded today were the couple Chu Then and Lu Nuyin. After the interview that day, news about their engagement became the most searched keyword. The show's announcement about the next couple, fans in the comments section went crazy. They went through the most difficult days of their lives together to now have such a beautiful love. It is said that Chu's company was initially almost bankrupt, but with the support of Lu's company, it is now gradually coming back. I scrolled through the comments, then closed them. Host Tin and confirmed the script, turned to me and said, if we can dig up their time together, the performance of the show will be very good. Holding the pen, I couldn't help but remember what had happened in the past 2 years. That every detail of it I know better than anyone else, but I cannot say. Zhou Chun, relying on the power of the Lu family, has now become a top male star. As soon as the show started broadcasting live, there were millions of viewers under the spotlight. I heard Tennant say, I heard that Miss Lu and Chu Then have talked about marriage. Can you two share your love journey? Chu then looked at Lu Nuyin and smiled. I have never believed in the rumors slandering her. In my eyes, Lu Nuyin has always been the person I love the most. Lu Nuyin looked down, smiled, and lied. When I first became blind, sister, you said you didn't like me at all. Have you forgotten? Chu then was stunned. His eyes glared at me next to him. But in front of the camera, he could only force a smile. I don't remember that. Maybe the relationship got better and better, and I only remember the sweet part when we loved each other. I glanced at the chat room. Thousands of curious questions appeared. I put down the script, grabbed the microphone tightly, and asked a question. It seems like there are some differences in your views. Could there be another reason why you two misunderstood each other? Let's talk about how you two get along. At first, I thought she wouldn't say anything, but after a moment of silence, Lu Nuyin spoke up. When my eyes first lost light, I became depressed and got angry very often. I don't like him. He goes out early and comes back late. He can only take care of me in his free time. One day, because he was so busy, he forgot to turn off the stove when the fish was stewing in the pot and went out. When he returned, the kitchen caught fire. My throat was choked with something as I listened to her story. The scene from that evening seemed to rush back into my mind, the heat of the fire still in the air. I pulled Lu Nuyin out of the room, grabbed her collar, and asked viciously, do you want to die? Why didn't you call for help? Why didn't you leave? She didn't avoid arguing with me like before. Instead, she remained silent for a long time. Then, she asked me in a choked voice, wouldn't it be better if I died? Wouldn't it also set you free? It seemed that at that moment, I suddenly realized that the usually grumpy girl was actually just a soft girl who needed protection. So I gasped and pushed her into the room. All around our walls burned by fire. I unbuttoned her shirt one by one and whispered, I haven't had dinner yet. Let's eat together. She seemed to realize what was about to happen. She was about to speak, but I stopped her with a kiss. Lu like Yen, listen carefully. I never suspected you were a burden. That night, it was as if the whole world had been turned upside down, and only we were left. And now, she told the old story. Her fiancé, Chu, then had her by his side. The whole world felt it was a sweet story. My throat constricted, tears welled up in my eyes. I'm close to her. That silhouette is both strange and familiar, but it no longer belongs to me. She stopped amid the applause of the audience. Finally, she said, I will always remember that the moonlight that night was so bright that it could illuminate everything. I couldn't see, but I listened to him all night. I tightly grasped the pen in my hand and quickly lowered my head because I asked a question that was not in the script, so I got a lot of information that was never available before. So the interview was a success. Everyone seemed excited. Behind the scenes, Tinan praised me highly. As soon as he turned around, he saw Lu Yin and Chu then coming. I'm a bit stiff. She walked up to me and asked, "Are you the one who prepared today's question?" I nodded. Chu then immediately said, "Reporter Duong, you are very good at poking people in their pain, but I want to remind you to know your professional ethics." I ignored what he said, just looked at Lu like Yin. She smiled slightly, her voice gentle. "Reporter Duong is very capable. I want to cooperate with you to promote our company." Zhou Chen suddenly looked at me, his eyes filled with fear and hatred. He stopped me in an empty corner. His eyes were wary and disgusted. "Don't Vuan. You took my money in the first place. Why are you coming back here now?" I calmly replied. "I graduated and returned to work." He suddenly shouted at me. "Don't joke. I'm not an idiot. Quickly tell your boss that you voluntarily quit your job. Otherwise, I won't let you live any more good days." I ignored him and turned away. Chu then did as he said. After that conversation, my work began to suffer. Some of my work was replaced by someone else before I left work. That day, the leader suddenly called me into the office. "There's a very important annual development conference next month, so my boss wants me to represent that event." I was stunned for a moment. Then my boss told me it was Lu Nu Yin who asked me to join. Then, on the side of the road, a car arrived, a very familiar GX. The car window opened, revealing Lu Nu Yin's indifferent face. She signaled me to come. She asked why he hadn't contacted her personally since then. I bowed my head, not wanting to bother a busy person like her, even if it was a work matter. I pursed my lips and replied, "Nothing necessary." Because of this moment, I suddenly realized that she was a powerful person, no longer the grumpy kitten she once was. The Zhou family has collapsed. Without Lu Ruyin's consent, Zhou Shun would never have openly targeted me like that. Maybe she hates me, the person who made her recount that embarrassing past. When I wanted to leave, I was stopped by Lu Nuyen. "Stop," she said and pushed open the car door, tears coming to my face. "Brother, let's talk," I asked in a hoarse voice. "Do we have something to talk about?" Lu Nuyen smiled slightly, reflecting a bit of helplessness. "Is it okay to talk about work?" The next half-month, Lu Nuyen came to see me twice, checking some important decisions that would be announced at the press conference. Finally, as if she suddenly remembered something, she handed me a piece of paper. "These are large-scale tourism projects that have not been announced. You can announce it at the meeting as your scoop." I was silent for a moment, took it, and said thank you. Brother Vong knew about this and persuaded me more strongly. "I feel that Lu Nuyen likes you quite a bit. Do you want to tell her about being oppressed by Chu then?" I just smiled and said, "No need. Would she ruin her relationship with Chu then because of an outsider like me?" Coming to the press conference, the hall was packed with people. When the program started, Lu Nuyen had not yet appeared. Amidst the flashing stage lights, I announced some scoop that I had. Suddenly, an unknown reporter stood up and loudly scolded me. "Where did you steal this top secret information?" I explained, "This is thanks to the cooperation between me and their company." "Lu only relies on a newbie like you? Or did you rely on some unwritten rules to get it?" The whole hall was buzzing. Suddenly a voice rang out. "I have proof." Coming up on stage was Chu then. He looked at me and sighed softly. "Duong Vuan, it's normal for a person like you to be attracted to a beautiful girl like Lu Nuyen. I want to save some face for you, but it seems like you haven't shed tears yet." The big screen behind him suddenly showed erotic images, and the person in the picture was me. "You sent her these pictures, knocked on her hotel door in the middle of the night, and went back and forth with the leaders." Along with those accusations, the large screen behind showed a series of images. While the hall was in chaos, the main door of the hall suddenly opened and Lu Nuyen strode in. Her eyes scanned the audience. She also glanced at me. My heart sank. The spotlight shone on me, like a public interrogation. The sound of discussion in the auditorium grew louder and louder. "That guy does things like this. He's such a scum. He taints the job of a journalist. It's disgusting." I just stared at Lu Nuyen. She looked at Chu then and said softly, "What did you just say?" Chu then said, "Nuyen, You were tricked by him. He intentionally approached you to steal important information. This will affect the whole company. Lu Nuyen was silent for a moment, then looked at me. Do you have anything to say? What should I say? I felt the joy in Chu Than's eyes. Suddenly, I felt ridiculous. He and I are only 2 years apart. He and I are siblings. After my mother passed away, he and I should have loved each other, but now it's like this. I laughed mockingly, clutched my beard and said, Miss Lu, your wedding iris is deliberately spreading rumors to lower my honor. You can't blame me because of him. I will also write this truth in the articles. Today, a leader like you must clearly distinguish between right and wrong, and cannot be blinded by love. I forced out all the anger in my heart to say, I thought she would be angry when she heard those threats, but she just slowly walked onto the stage under the lights, standing on the same height opposite me. She called my name in a very gentle voice. Don't, Vuan. My heart seemed to burst. I don't want to hear her defend Zhou Chen anymore. I turned my head to the side and continued to say, all of the above allegations are false fabrications. Ms. Lu Nuyen and I only have a work relationship. We do not have any personal relationship. Before I could finish speaking, Lu Nuyen suddenly interrupted me. You gave me the ring, but don't you intend to take responsibility for me? I was stunned and turned my head to look at her. She lifted her hand to reveal a silver ring on her ring finger. It is a cheap material, but because of the careful care of the owner, it reflects light incredibly brightly. This ring seemed to pull me back into my memories. Previously, that day should have been Lu Nuyen's 19th birthday. During the first 18 years of her life, her birthdays were extremely luxurious and many people congratulated her. Only this time, she was depressed. I was the only one who stayed with her to make her happy. Knowing everything about her, hearing that, I gritted my teeth and glared at him. Zhou Chen, she is also your mother. Do you dare to do that? Why is my mother the eldest daughter of the Chu family? Who is she? He scoffed, it's just a girl. I lost my mind, grabbed Chu Than's collar, and viciously punched him twice. Hearing the noise, the 2 guards at the door ran in, twisted my arms, and pinned me to the ground. He stood in front of me and looked at me respectfully, saying, What did I say wrong? After you take the money, go abroad, don't make me look bad. Otherwise, your mother's grave will be different from the ugly things she did. He left. I stared at the clay plate on the ground, thinking about 2 years ago. Because my mother is sick, my family owes a lot. After she passed away, I couldn't even afford to give her a proper funeral. At that time, I contacted him to borrow money. Hearing that, he sneered. She has only raised me for a few days. When she dies, she dies. Why should I pay for her funeral? I just thought he was upset and wanted to explain. She wanted to take custody of you from the beginning, but you cried to go with your father. Of course I wanted to go to the Chu family with my father. Do you think I'm as stupid as you? Why should I follow that old woman to live in poverty? I can't even afford my own funeral. I looked at Chu then in front of me. All the words were stuck in my throat. With a face that resembles me 6 or 7 times, he said such disgusting words. He picked up the cup of coffee on the table and took one last sip, saying with a face, You're my younger brother. If you want money, it's not like I can't give it to you. Come on. True. Pretend to be me to take care of a policeman. The initial press conference turned into a farce. The people present looked at Chu then strangely. Some even turned the screen away and pointed it at him. Mr. Chu, what happened just now? Can you explain? The person who took care of Ms. Lu when she was at her worst was not you, but a street reporter? May I ask if the accusations you just made were arranged by you? He couldn't say anything more, so he had to look at Lu Nuyen for help. Nuyen, I understand you best. You have been with me for so many years. How could you do such a thing? Lu Nuyen looked at him and smiled. Don't be afraid. The lawyer has arrived. Everything today is clearly recorded. Her voice was still very gentle, but made Chu then tremble. The press conference cannot continue. I packed up the script and turned around, walking down. Nuyen silently chased after me. It's raining outside. Come with me. It's pouring rain. Thinking for a moment, I decided to get in her car. When I sat in Lu Nuyen's car, I looked aside and saw a hint of secret joy in her eyes. I took out my phone. The events at the recent press conference were all broadcast live. In the chat room, there were some comments from netizens arguing. So Zhou Chen acted as a guard to take care of Ms. Lu? Why is he so shameless? Fabricating evidence to slander others. This kind of person is despicable. Even if it was really him, he did everything for money. From the beginning, after the incident was over and received the money, he should have respected the agreement and left, right? I think Ms. Liu is the one suffering the most in this matter. Those two men are not good. They are both lying to her. My heart felt like it had been stabbed by something. Quickly turned off the phone. The rain was like a small river flowing through the glass window. The light outside the window mixed into a colorful cloud. Compared to 3 years ago, this city hasn't changed much, but the relationship between me and her seems to have turned upside down. At that time, the Liu family invited many experts to perform eye surgery on her. After 2 surgeries, she was finally able to regain her sight. Chu then hired a series of bodyguards to stand by her, afraid that I would go to New Yin to tell the truth. However, the day she regained her sight, a friend secretly helped me get to the hospital through the ward door. I couldn't see Liu New Yin, but I could hear her uneasy voice. Chu then, New Yin, I'm here. His deliberately changed voice almost resembles mine. New Yin did not see anything unusual at that time. She was a bit unhappy. I said, when you get your sight back, I'll be the first person you see. He broke his promise. I didn't listen to the rest of the story. The sudden pain in my heart almost engulfed me. From the beginning, in Liu New Yin's world, the person who accompanied her for the past 2 years was Chu then, not me. There is no Duong Vuan. Zhou Chen's bodyguard pulled me into the living room next door. A moment later, Chu then walked in. His expression was prouder than ever. There was a small wound on his lip that was still bleeding. Was that a kiss? Zhou Chen slowly said to me. You have taken good care of her in the past 2 years, but for her sake, stay away from her. A vile person like you will never be able to be with her. Where do you want to go now? Liu New Yin's voice suddenly rang out, interrupting my memories. I quietly replied, Miss Liu, can you take me to the company? As a result, she stopped the car immediately, looking really a bit angry. Duong'an, why do you keep calling me in such a strange way? She came closer to me, wrapped her arms around the back of her head, a seductive scent emanating from her body. It seemed to drag me into countless memories. At this point, I couldn't control myself anymore, pushed her away, and looked at her coldly. If not, what do you want me to call you? Or does Ms. Liu want to call me Zhou Chun like when I was injured trying to protect you 3 years ago? She suddenly froze. Those years have passed. She also has her fiancé. Her life is back on track. Why do you still have to bother me? But that person named Chu then is not you. Liu New Yin looked at me. The dark circles under her eyes gradually turned red. I've never met Zhou Chun in the first place. The only person I know is you. A pain rose from my heart. Closing my eyes, when I opened my mouth, my voice trembled. You're still lying to me. Liu New Yin stopped speaking. You saw the light. I was outside the hospital room door. I heard you calling Chu then without any doubt. You hugged him, and still? Nu Yin suddenly interrupted me. You don't have the first string. Open your eyes. You know he's not you. She calmly explained that the Liu family situation was very complicated. In the hospital room that day, there was more than one monster, intending to kill me. So, the moment I realized he wasn't you, I decided it would be best for Chu than to be their target. She gave an extremely sharp smile. She knows he's not me. Why did I suddenly remember the news when I was studying abroad? It said that Chu then had quite a few accidents, from being injured by an explosion during filming to almost dying in a fire, or when Chu then and Liu Nu Yin were traveling together, they were injured by a falling billboard, endangering their lives. I have never stopped looking for you in the past 3 years. A lot of things really happened after Mr. De passed away. One after another in the family, they wanted to kill me, but now they are in prison or under the yellow stream, even including my biological mother. Actually, I'm not afraid of death. I'm just afraid of getting involved with you. No matter how painful it was, in that moment, I just missed you so much. The parking lot was silent in the dim headlights. She gently pulled down the shoulder of her shirt, revealing the scar near her shoulder. The Liu family is too messy. But after today, Chu then and the forces supporting him in power have been brought down by you. The entire family, including you, can be mine. Gradually, she leaned in, staring at me from afar. The eyes of the past opened their bones. Now they shine like sparkling stars. I swallowed my saliva and whispered, but I've never kissed him before. She emphasized her tone slightly. I only kiss you. In this life, only once. All my resistance seemed to collapse. Rushed forward, opened her collar. Countless excited memories from the past kept flooding back. The past 2 years have had so many changes. Our relationship has also changed. There is no more confusion here. By the time the wind and rain stopped, it was late at night. Nguyen drove to a villa. I took out my phone and saw information flooding the internet. Chu then was arrested for investigation. Last month, Chu then was forced to steal some confidential documents from Tunoi Company. I was silent for a moment and said softly, "I know." Nguyen looked at me. "Have you finished making arrangements?" I nodded, staring at her. This time I came back to destroy the Chu family, to destroy Zhou Shun. Reveal the Chu family case. Spread rumors about your mother. Now, with the help of the Liu family, along with my media work, I must clear my mother's name 20 years ago. In love with my father, young Mrs. Chu established a plot to harm my mother. It was later rumored that she had engaged in clandestine prostitution. And Chu then, when he was young, he really helped outsiders to have a rich life. He pushed his mother into the abyss with his own hands. My mother was detained and lost her job. When she returned home, everyone criticized and shunned her. After my father and mother divorced, my mother suffered great humiliation. She had to take me back to the countryside. She suffered from depression and died of illness. The day she died, news about the Chu family appeared on the hospital TV. They said that the Chu family loves each other very much and has wonderful children. It's also a pattern among wealthy families. It's funny that when my mother passed away, she was not yet 50 years old. Apparently her hand was pierced by needle marks. The Chu family's business is not clean. They have harmed so many people, but are they still worthy of being a cultured family? I covered my eyes, holding back the tears that were welling up. Lu Nguyen, you took advantage of me. Because I know you will never betray me. It's okay if you feel hurt or angry with me, but you have to take him to hell yourself. I suppressed all my emotions and looked at her as calmly and firmly as possible. But his hands are shaking. Lu Nguyen grabbed my hand and carefully brought it to my lips to kiss. Don't be afraid. I'm taking advantage of you. That proves I have you in my heart. Of course I will stand by your side. The entire Liu family, including you, belongs to me. The fact that Chu then was sent for investigation caused the community to panic for 3 days. The Zhou family wanted to suppress public opinion, so they had to find me. Liu, like Yin, the same after the working version, heard their request and smiled. What you said was very touching, but I'm sorry. Even though he is my fiancé, I cannot abuse my power. When my father and his rich wife asked her to leave, they caught me. Their faces were almost deformed. I smiled at them. You two better prepare as soon as possible, because soon you two will be just like him. Afterwards, Yin held a press conference to clarify the relationship between her and Chu Then. Faced with many questions, she just smiled. What about fiancé? I never acknowledged him at all. The person I acknowledge is the person who has always been by my side and taken care of me. There is an argument, but didn't that person receive money from Chu Then to take care of her? Lu Nguyen still had a smile on her lips, but her eyes looked coldly at that person. Reporter, I advise you to be careful in your words. Even so, the time we spent together, his concern was genuine. A fire that has been near straw for a long time is also sharp. Don't you know? The journalist just kept silent. After the press conference, I watched commentary programs on this issue. A blind person or an orphan, abandoned from a rich family, who would want to take care of her. So why did he have to hire someone to take care of her? He is afraid of public opinion. He didn't bother to spend money on organizing his mother's funeral. He left his younger brother without money to buy a plot of land to bury his mother. Panicky. He and Duong Vu are brothers, so he actively sought him out to impersonate him. Because the gift was in short supply, he had to accept it. How disgusting. I took advantage of this public uproar to start a live broadcast in front of millions of people. The truth of 20 years ago has been revealed. Chu Tin, the eldest daughter of the Chu family, fell in love with my father. My mother refused to divorce, so they plotted and trapped my mother, causing her to die in shame and criticism. Standing behind me is a man. He trembled during school and internship. I have always reinvestigated everything. Only then did I find that person's identity. He went to jail several times for theft. He began to recount the incident. It was because of Chu Tin's instructions. Ms. Duong is indeed innocent. She was tricked into the Chu family's drinking party by her biological son and set up. She drank too much, so I took her to her room and stuffed a stack of money under the pillow. Chu Tin asked everyone to call the police. Before she regained consciousness, the police arrived. She had a reputation as a call girl until her death. This live broadcast added the final fire to the fall of the Chu family. From the beginning, their means of making money was not clean. Now, it's just a matter of time to investigate. Up until now, I have had nothing to do with them, but with my brother and father. Lu Nuyen said. I finally relaxed my mind. All the evidence collected over the years has been submitted to the police thanks to Lu Nuyen taking over the Lu family. She stopped all cooperation with the Chu family a long time ago. She is not implicated. The day the Zhou family was completely destroyed, I held a bouquet of flowers and took Lu Yin to visit my mother at the cemetery. On the tombstone photo, her smile is still very gentle, but there is always a certain sadness. She is a kind and weak woman. She really likes my dad. Before she died, she lay on the hospital bed, held my hand, and told me not to blame Chu then. She said, "Your brother is not a blood relative of the Chu family. Living there must not be easy." She didn't know, for so many years, he had always looked down on her, won Chu Jing's love, and gained a solid foothold in the Chu family. Since the day he was brought into the Chu family, his actions have been corrupt. I looked at the painting on the tombstone. Mom, I won't criticize you anymore. I have a good career and a girlfriend now. Lu Nuyen stood aside and corrected me in a low voice. Bride. Yes, fiancé. I unconsciously turned the ring on my ring finger, along with her ring. It's a cheap pair of rings. When I go abroad, I hide it very well. I don't think I'll ever have the chance to wear it again. Place the bouquet of flowers in front of the tombstone, stand up and bow. Turning his head, Lu Nuyen stared. Vuan, please wait outside for me. Get in the car first. I have something to say to my mother in private. On a cool autumn night, I waited in the car for a long time before seeing Lu Nuyen return. Her coat was stained with bones. I turned to face her and asked, "What did you say to Mom?" She started the car. It took a long time before she spoke. I just thank her for giving birth and taking care of you. Otherwise, I could have died when I was abandoned. After that, I was promoted and began handling independent investigative interview assignments. There was a high school girl who was bullied by rich kids. The girl jumped off the roof of the school. That group of people has money and power. No one dares to touch them. The leader looked at me and stopped. If you don't want to go, of course I will go. Taking the piece of paper, I said, I am the person who once overthrew an entire family. Leave this case to me. Lu Nuyen is now rich and powerful. I'm busy with my current job, so it's been half a month. I've hardly seen Lu Yin. She sent 20 messages, and I only replied with one emoji. While busy working and eating sandwiches, that night she said she had a surprise for me and forced me to go home. The night sky was full of stars. There was thin smoke in the room. She looked at me. Her eyes seemed to want to swallow me alive. There is only a small lamp at the head of the bed. The moonlight shined. Even so, it still couldn't dispel those blurred bones. She came forward and kissed me passionately. Idiot, don't worry too much. Her eyes are full of color. That's all I remembered when the storm stopped. It's midnight. I hesitantly told her. I'm going on a business trip next month. There's a very important interview. It was news about a little girl in the mountains who had been exploited by villagers for a long time. The girl walked alone in the mountains all night before coming to the cafe to ask for help. It's a very backward place. The police force there is very thin, so you will have to stay there for a while. She suddenly sat up. It's very dangerous there. I don't want you to go. Then she acted like a babe again. I poured her a glass of water. Saw her looking at me intently. I will do my best to protect myself. This is the mission and responsibility of media people. Lu Nuyen was silent for a moment. Then suddenly she said, I will go with you. But don't you have a very important contract next week? It can be postponed. What? There's really no need. I tried to reason with her, but the unspoken words were stopped by Lu Nuyen's warm kiss. The kiss went down and stopped on my neck. She whispered, because you are my most loyal bodyguard. You just need to realize your dream. I will always support and protect you.